I want anyone who has been affected by cancer to raise their hand, whether it was you or someone you love. According to the American Cancer Society, in 2022, it was estimated that 1.9 million new cancer cases were diagnosed in the United States. I know that seems scary, but I want you all to know that cancer does not need to be a death sentence. It was around Christmas time. I was 3.5 years old, and I had been sick for a few weeks. My parents were taking me back and forth to the doctors, but he didn't seem to be concerned. Fast forward, it was now just after New Year's, and I still was not feeling well. I was as pale as a ghost, I didn't want to walk, and I had small bruising all over my body. My mom went back and insisted on blood work. The doctor immediately sent us over to Schneider's Children's Hospital. From there, they did a bone marrow aspiration from my hip without any anesthesia, and what my mom described as sticking a corkscrew into her young daughter's hip. As we await the results, a circle of 5 doctors surround us, and one says, "Your daughter has leukemia and needs medical attention immediately." From there, I went into surgery for a Mediport to administer chemotherapy, blood transfusions, and x-rays, and countless other treatments that I can't even pronounce. This is where my cancer journey begins. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I wonder from time to time what caused me to be diagnosed with cancer at such a young age. Throughout my research on the topic and what I discuss in my book, A Survivor Story, things like the environment, carcinogens, and viruses can destabilize our DNA and can cause cancer. What could I have been exposed to in these other young children that I was in the hospital with? This forced my family to find alternative measures. People don't seem to realize that things like toxic relationships, to negative thoughts and emotions, stress, lack of sleep, foods we eat, and lack of self-love all play a role on our health and well-being. At age 16, my mom graciously volunteered me to give a speech at a Children's Medical Foundation event. People like Ray Romano and Elvis Costello were in the crowd. I had to give a speech about my story that I didn't even want to talk about to over 1,000 businessmen and women. I froze. When I tell you, all I remember is seeing my face plastered on 8 plasma screen TVs. The rest is a blur. To my dismay, I received a standing ovation after the speech. Ironically enough, today, I stand before you all willingly sharing my story. Back then, I didn't want to talk about it. I was shy, angry, and I wanted to pretend that cancer didn't happen to me. After graduating high school, I went on to run track and field at Ithaca College and studied exercise science. Great education, however, they don't really teach you how to take care of yourself. One day, I suffered from a migraine, so I went to the health center. As she's feeling my lymph nodes, she works her way down to my neck, and her face changed. She told me that she didn't like what she was feeling on my thyroid, and I needed to see a local ENT like tomorrow. I did what she said. I got a cab without telling anyone, by myself. All I wanted to do was finish up my junior year and compete in a state championship meet. God laughs at your plans. Well, it turns out I had a 4.3 centimeter nodule on the left side of my thyroid. Unsure if it was cancerous or not, I made it clear that I was not leaving college to go to another doctor's appointment. I just wanted to be a normal 20-year-old. After returning home, I went to see 2 different doctors. The first doctor's protocol was to remove the whole thyroid, take radioactive iodine, and be on medication for the rest of my life. My answer was no. My whole body cringed as he told me this. I went for a second opinion. This doctor's protocol was to remove half of the thyroid, no radioactive iodine, and no medication. Well, I knew my answer. Fun fact, you can function on 1/3 of your thyroid if you take care of yourself. June 2nd, 2014, I went in for surgery. Back to warrior mode. I couldn't eat or move, but I knew I had my mind. I would envision myself healthy, healed, and whole. Turns out the brain is a super powerful tool because after 3 months of recovery, I was able to return back to school, run track and field, and finish up my senior year on time. To say that I brushed this off like nothing happened would be an understatement. I ignored my body and the trauma I endured, suffering with major migraines and neck pain, just pushing through. But the body always keeps the score. It started with a yoga practice. It spoke to my soul. This then developed into a meditation practice. And from there, learning about holism. It finally clicked. Everything is connected. Our mind, body, and soul all one. This led me to take a deep dive into Eastern medicine, acupuncture, energy healing, sound healing, breath work, and so much more that we are not taught. All things that have truly helped heal my body on such a deep level. It was 2020, and I was going for an annual oncology checkup. And again, I noticed the nurse's face. I had a complete mental breakdown, absolutely inconsolable, and hyperventilating in the doctor's office. I thought that warrior Gena was going to be able to take a break, but she had to come back out again. They found a nodule on the right side of the thyroid and a spot on the left lymph node. As I sat in my car that day, sobbing, I had this sense of peace wash over me and knowing that all was going to be okay. In June 2023, I celebrated my 10-year health anniversary. This leads me to the second part of my journey, learning about the innate wisdom that each of us have within us to heal our bodies and teaching others how to do that. Cancer has taught me 6 significant lessons. Come back to wholeness. Fear sucks the life out of your soul. Give and receive love from a full cup. Take your power back. Be your own patient advocate. Clean up your internal and external environment. And miracles happen every day. I don't just need to survive in this life. Fear doesn't need to hold me back. Being a warrior doesn't define me. And cancer is only a part of my story. I can thrive, do the things that I love, and help others. Thank you.